Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. Well, reports are saying once again that the AMC theater chain could be in deep trouble. They're saying they could be out of business by the end of the year. They say they have already lost $500 million and not being able to basically operate. And they're saying even when they are allowed to open back up, they're saying unless they are able to operate at full steam, which is full capacity, basically, have people in there until the seats are all filled up. But due to the social distancing thing, they say due to the fact that they would have to at least sanitize every theater at least for an hour before they would start the next showing. Well, that's usually what they do anyway, because usually every show, there's always like in between 30 to 45 minutes before the next show. The best thing for them to do, and I understand what they're saying, due to the fact that you may get a movie that could be well over 2 hours. So basically, you may only be able to show the movie like 4 times within that day versus six or seven. So I understand what they're saying. But what you could do, if it was me, you might have to open a little bit earlier. I don't think it's no time frame or time limit on how early you can open your movie theater. I know in places like Missouri, they open the movie theaters up at 10. Now, where I'm at, they usually open them up 11:30, 12. It's very rare they open up a movie theater past, as early as 10 a.m. Usually the earliest showing be like around 11:30. It's just very rare. Now, like I said, an idea they need to look into is earlier showings, later closings. Like maybe they can go from 8 a.m. to possibly the last showing could be at around 2 a.m. And then they can, figure out a way to uh, make up for what revenue they would lose. Let's just say having full capacity. Like I said before, uh, if they probably it's probably gonna come down to them talking to their prospective governor, because the governor in California, he said the bars could open up and the gyms and the nail shops as early as, well, this coming week. So he didn't say capacity. So really it's gonna come down to, I guess, whatever states they open in, their prospective governors. They may have to personally negotiate with the governor in that prospective state, because every state have different guidelines. Keep in mind, California is one of the last states to open up things at full capacity, or at least semi capacity, or as we call the new normal. You know, uh, actually, the malls were supposed to be open up last week, but due to what happened last week, well, everything went to shit. So, with that being said, with that being said, that would be very unfortunate if the AMC theater chain went out of business completely. Now, keep in mind, there are rumors that people are considering building drive-ins. You may see within the next year and a half a hike in drive-ins being built. To be honest with you, it's a hell of a lot easier to probably build a drive-in than an actual, movie theater, because you talked about seats, where the drive-in, basically all you have to do is just buy some land, you cement it, you put parking spaces in there, and you have the screens built. Then of course you have your projectors and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure it's easier to build a drive-in than it is a movie theater, because like I said, you got to have seats, you got to have multiple bathrooms, where most of the time at the theaters you just have one hub that you go to, and that's where everything is. Movie theaters, a lot of them have, you know um concession stands throughout the theater in different sections. So it's gonna be interesting. So that's all I have to say. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.